When people say to me, don't you think you've gotten more conservative? No, I haven't. The left has gotten goofier.
Yes.
So I seem more conservative, maybe, but like, it's not me who changed.
Yes.
I feel I'm the same guy, but 5 years ago, we hadn't spent $6 trillion to stay home. I mean, I understand we had to do something with the pandemic. I'm not sure that was, I remember when $1 trillion was too much to spend on anything. We didn't spend $1 trillion to bail out the economy in 2008. So we didn't do that. 5 years ago, no one was talking about abolishing the police. There was no talk about, pregnant men. And, I mean, there was looting was still illegal.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
So have I changed? No, because if someone had said 20 years ago, I'm not sure looting is a bad thing, I would have opposed it then. See, so I haven't changed.
Hey, what's going on, family? This time from nopickspodcast. I mean, I agree with Bill Maher's sentiment 100%. I was a lifelong Democrat, never voted for anyone other than a Democrat since the 2024 election, when I voted for Donald Trump for a Republican Donald Trump the first time. I guess in my heart, I still identify as a Democrat, but I think that the party has just kept going further and further left, and now they're a party that I don't really recognize and I don't really identify with, right? So I'm basically a man without a home at this point, right? Because I never really looked at the Republicans as a party that I ever could support. But now looking at them in contrast to the Democrats, it's like, y'all are so ridiculous that I don't even want to be associated with anything that is Democratic, like whether it's a candidate or a policy or anything. Like, you guys have become so radical and ridiculous that my values have never changed. My values since college have never changed. I was always hardcore blue Democrat. And of course, I'll understand and I acknowledge that there's also always a wing of the Democratic Party that were ridiculous and just over the top, right? Back then, I remember when I was in college, Occupy Wall Street was like over the top. I'm like, bro, like, what are y'all even what are y'all talking about here? Like, get rid of big banks, or I didn't even really know what the hell they were fighting. Get rid of capitalism or some shit. Like, it was dumb to me, right? But that was a left movement that was like whatever. But I accepted that as a part of being a Democrat. I'm like, okay, cool. This is what they want to fight for. Cool. Go ahead, go knock yourself out. And the people, hey, legalize weed. I never cared about that. I'm not a weed person. Never been a big weed person. All right, cool. Those were things I was willing to deal with, right? And the LGBTQ community has never been an issue, right? In the Democratic Party, I was fine with supporting that, right? I'm cool with gay marriage. I'm cool with lesbians getting married. That was always like, those were reasonable things to me. But when they started going further and further left with the whole the trans shit is like some whole new radical shit that like now you got to speak a certain way about or you'll get canceled, right? Like if you don't say as a Democrat, hey, men can have babies, you'll get canceled. Like anyone watching this, point to a Democratic politician, right, that had said that and had a successful career after. They can't. They're not able to say it. Even Ketanji Brown, the Supreme Court justice is like, oh, well, I don't know if men can have babies. I'm not a scientist. Like, it just started getting more and more ridiculous. So we got the trans shit. Now you mean Democrats, the Democratic position on illegal immigration, right? Or unhoused migrants, whatever the phrase is now. It's like, that's an unreasonable, it's a ridiculous thing. Like, their concept on it now is, hey, anyone who wants to come here can come here for a better life, and we're just supposed to let them come here and give them government benefits and pay for their health care and give them money for vouchers like New York was doing and putting them in housing like Chicago's doing. And it's like, that's unreasonable. That's an unreasonable thing, and Democrats have never stood for that. That's a new, you guys have moved to the left on this. Before, Barack Obama was deporting motherfuckers in record rates, right? Like, he wasn't playing around. But over time, y'all just became like this over the top ridiculous party, and it's like, bro, like, I don't understand. Like, I and because of this, I can't support it. Like, I can't support this. My opinion, this whole crop of Democratic politicians just got to be weeded out, and you got to bring back in other Democratic politicians that aren't ridiculous, that aren't gonna say ridiculous things like I don't know, men can have babies, or hey, just let the illegals, like, y'all are going and fighting for the dude Garcia. Where they go? They go not to Panama, El Salvador. They went to El Salvador to get him out of jail. Like, the dude, like, listen, like, the dude's illegal. Like, he shouldn't be here legally. So why are y'all out here fighting for this dude? Why are y'all out here going hard for this dude? Like, now, if he was a not even just an American citizen, if he was here legally and y'all did it, that's a whole different conversation. Now you're like encroaching on people's rights and shit like that. You don't have any rights if you're illegal, right? Like, you shouldn't be here anyway. So we can kick you the fuck out legally. So for y'all to be dying on his hill, like, okay, well, we're gonna fight for this, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z, like, y'all look ridiculous. Y'all don't look like a serious group of people. It's just, I mean, I 100% agree with Bill's Maher perspective. I listen to him all the time. I watch him all the time. I could hear like the disappointment in his voice when he's like, "Yo, how are all these college kids talking about some, you know, the pro Palestine and this and this and that?" He's like, "Bro, like, if a lot of these pro Palestine people in America will go to Palestine, they wouldn't be here. Like, gays for Palestine. Like, bro, like, you can't go to Palestine as a gay person. You will be unalived." Like, it's just, and like I said, as a man without a home, now I look at the two parties differently than I did before. So I look at the Republic. I'll just look at, hey, which person says the more reasonable things. And for the past, I would argue, maybe 4 or 5 years, it's been whoever the Republican is. And both parties have those wings of their parties to where they're kind of crazy and ridiculous, right? The Republicans have like the alt-right people, the I don't know, like the KKK type people and all that stuff, that whatever, give us back our country, you know, the Jews will not replace us, like those dudes, right? But the left, I mean, they have their own crazy people, right? You know, their hero right now is Luigi Mangione. You mean like supporting that, being like, oh, we got to get rid of these rich CEO types because of this healthcare stuff? It's like, bro, like, that's also crazy, right? You want the right thing is crazy. Yeah, I agree, but that's also crazy. And everybody look at, well, you know, it's just, you know, a few bad apples, but it's not a few bad apples over here. Nah, so I'm gonna ignore both of those extreme wings, and I'm gonna just look at the platform and say, hey, who's more reasonable, right? And for like I said, the past 4 or 5 years, it's been the Republican person. Like, the Republican person is more reasonable. And I would argue, right? Like, I do a lot of this politics stuff, but I would argue that both parties are scumbags. They're the only difference between the Democrats and Republicans is that the Republicans are like, hey, you know what? We're gonna make these moves, and we're gonna, you know, enrich the people close to us and ourselves while we're, you know, in public office doing whatever, right? But they're upfront with it. The Democrats do the same shit, but they've been known to, they've been able to trick the people into being like, we're the party of morality, right? We're the party of the rule of law. But it's like, okay, but you're only the party of the rule of law when it benefits you. If it doesn't benefit you, you're going to pardon your son, and everybody's going to shrug their shoulders and be like, oh, well, I would do the same thing. But you can't do the same thing because you're the party of rule and law, right? Like, you can't do what those scumbag Republicans could do because they've acknowledged that they're scumbags. You guys made it seem like nothing, like you're just a part of the system. You're just going to play by the rules, but you're not going to play by the rules if it doesn't benefit you. So it's just, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, again, I'm a man without a home, but unless I hear reasonable Democrats, which I haven't had in a very long time, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Bernie, damn sure, Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, it got to be a whole new group of people. And just say what it is, man. Like, you might take a hit with some marginalized groups because you're not saying the language that you know they want to hear. But normal people, the people who went for Trump in large numbers, myself included, will look at you and be like, damn, you know what? This person's reasonable, right? Because when you cater to those you know, marginalized groups, and you sound crazy doing it, I'm not voting for you because you sound too ridiculous. You sound too like out of this world. And I'm like, bro, I can't support this, right? So I voted for Trump. I voted for Republican for the first time in my entire life, and I'm going to keep doing it unless the Democrats just sound reasonable, bro. Like if both of y'all sound reasonable, then I'm like, and I'm not saying the Republicans sound reasonable, but they are way more reasonable by comparison. So I gotta vote for them because it's only a 2-party system, right? Like, anyway, listen, let us know what y'all think. Well, let me know what y'all think, family. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.